Hello,
Yay.
hello.
Hey, how's it going, Eddie? Hi, Haley, how are you doing?
Good. It's great to see you, Brandon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so today we've got Brandon Knapp from the Knapp team at Cross Country Mortgage. And Brandon and his whole team are excellent partners of ours. We have worked together many times, and there are a couple different products that I would love for you to highlight today because we've been kind of chatting about them, kind of unique products that buyers may not be aware of right now. So we're going to talk about three, I think, today. Let's start with buy before sell.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So this is a unique product that we've been doing for a while. And I think it's really, in a really tight market or any market, it's a very valuable product because, when someone goes to qualify to buy their next house, they have a couple options. One is, they have to sell their house to qualify for the next house. And that's not always easy to do. Some people can do that. So if you can carry your current house debt, come up with the down payment and buy the next house, there's tons of options out there, right? So it's just very hard to do while you're carrying a house. And some banks get a little bit more conservative and they want you to have your house sold first. So there are some portfolio products we do that are very unique to the buy before sell process. And what they do is they'll allow us to create the down payment through either a credit line or a bridge loan. So if you don't have the down payment, but you have the equity in your house, we can add, let's call it a second mortgage on your house to act as the down payment, right? Instead of selling stock or liquidating your other assets. If you have the down payment, great. Then you don't need to use the second mortgage option, which other people call a bridge loan. But the benefit of this program really is omitting the debt on the house that you're selling. So when you're trying to buy the next house, as I mentioned before, most banks will carry the debt on the current house plus the debt on the new house, and the impact is pretty significant.
It's huge, yeah.
Yeah, but by omitting the debt, like literally removing all the costs of the house that you're selling, you can go qualify for the new house as if you already had the house sold. And
so your product doesn't, like, it's like that loan doesn't exist. The existing current home doesn't show up.
That's correct. Yeah. And then a real example, just recently, client got approved, with a retail bank, traditional qualification, which we also do those types of loans. And the max price they could get to was 1.2 million, carrying their current mortgage of $6,000 a month, PIT, mortgage, tax, and insurance. And with our product, they were able to get approved for 2.5 million, because literally by removing the mortgage, tax, and insurance, it freed up so much in their debt to income ratio to qualify for that purchase price. So,
wow.
So that's the key to it. That's in just a short summary. And usually what we tell clients to do is just spend a few minutes, just high level, gathering information, talking about their goals, running through the numbers and saying, okay, this is what we can do. Does it make sense? Showing them the numbers, showing them what the payments look like. And then after that, they'll decide if they want to move forward. Most clients will say, oh, this is amazing. I can't believe I have an option. Or no, I think I'll just sell first, which is a great option as well if they can do that. Couple of quick comments where I see it's really valuable, especially if somebody's super busy and they just can't move twice. There's just too much going on. I've had many clients where they have a family from out of the country living with them, or elderly parents, and they don't want to move twice. And also I've had a family with kids, and even kids with severe disabilities that there's just very sensitive issues around being able to move twice. And honestly, it's been an awesome product, and I'm thankful we still have it even in this market right now.
And just a quick on that product. So the first question that we get from people is, well, how long do I have to sell my house? Like, I'm going to be carrying 2 mortgages for a certain point. So how do the mechanics of that part of it work?
Yeah, good question. So whenever we set this up, if we do set up that second mortgage for the down payment, we also make sure there's enough room that they have available funds so that they can make their payment for whatever time we think that market's going to take, right? So I always say at least have the ability to go for 3 months, 3 months and some with reserves.
That's kind of what we always kind of predict.
Yeah. So I like, and if it's in tighter, some mountain properties and other areas where they might say, hey, this might take a little longer, we just plan around the timing of specific areas. But most areas we plan about, having 3 months of payments, but you will actually be making payments on both houses until your house sells and closes, right? So usually what happens is you make your payment, let's say, for example, in June, you close on a home, like your current house you're making in June, you close on the home at the end of June, right? Your new house payment won't start till August or September. So really there's like the first 1.5 to 2 months where you're still only making one payment, right? Because of the overlap.
Yeah, because of the arrears rule,
arrears.
where they're trying to get into arrears.
That's right.
Good.
Yeah, so someone makes a payment on June, they close on a new house at the end of June, they'll make their July payment on their current house, but they don't have a payment due on the new house yet until, depending on the timing, either August 1st or September 1st. So that buys them some time there, plus 3 more months after that, right? So that gives us a wide range of time so that, you know, we fully lay this out and make sure they're really clear. So there's just no one's stressed about the process and they're fully aware of how it works.
And then how do rates on this kind of product compare to if I was just doing it the regular way?
Yeah. So yeah, the rates are a little bit higher. I would say you're paying, you know, in the mid 6s. Probably we're been locking around 6.3 to 6.5 for an ARM. What I would tell you is that 90% of clients, well, I'd say would plan to refinance it right away. So as soon as they sell their house, they can refinance. We'd love to help them. They don't have to work with us. But lately, because rates have moved some people are actually find that, hey, I'll just stick with this for the next 2 years, and then I'll go ahead and refinance when the market you know, when the rates come back down.
Yeah, that's pretty much the general strategy. Secure the property at a good price and get away from the rate at a later date. You're not going to be stuck with that. You know, the Fed's talking about dropping rates maybe in 2024. So it's not that far away.
Cool. Yeah, so there definitely is a little bit more, you know, a little bit higher interest rate than what we could get if someone sells and puts a large down payment. But it's a great solution where if you look at a lot of other buy before sell products, well, you know, if you look at private money lending or anything like that, they're going to charge 2 and 3 points, 8, 9, 10%. And oftentimes someone will call me saying, hey, I was about to pay $30,000 or $40,000 of cost, and we're doing this for, I mean, can do it. There's a 0 point option. Yeah. So
yeah. And then kind of the last question is, can we like get a property into contract and then turn around and get the down payment money this way? Or do you have to, is there a forward kind of planning scenario where we have to have the down payment or the first leg of this squared away?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, I recommend planning way in advance. I mean, I've had people call me and get approved the same week, make an offer, do buy before sell. We can do it. If you're willing to take on, for that second mortgage for the down payment, we would use a bridge loan. So a bridge loan is more of a private money second versus a home equity line of credit, right? So we have a bridge loan. It's done very quickly, it could be done in 10 days, but you're going to pay 1.5 to 2 points. That's going to be a little bit more costly for that down payment portion. If we have, say, 30 days to prepare, we talk to clients, we say, start your credit line now. We set up a home equity line of credit on the house. Those could be zero cost to $500 in fees and no points, right? And now you can use it the same way you would use what you might call a bridge loan. And really that's what it is. It's just bridging the equity from one house to the next.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, so you'll save money with more preparation, but it can be done. If somebody says, I found the steal of the century, my neighbor's selling, I never thought I could buy this house, that type of thing, we've done that.
Okay. So obviously with today's higher rates, just to shift gears briefly, you know, a lot of people are looking for ways to keep their payment, you know, more affordable to them on a monthly basis. I'd love to hear about what interest only product you have available or products.
Yeah, great. Yeah. So that, I would say that's a product that's we're doing way more interest only lately. I think with rates going up, people wanting to keep their payments lower. It's a great solution for many reasons. One, you can just pay the interest. You could pay $100, $500, multiple thousands of dollars extra per month. And every time you pay extra to the payment, the balance goes down and the payment recalculates, but the rate stays fixed for whatever duration we've locked in. 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and there are also some 30-year fixed interest only options. So the benefit there is being able to control how much principal you paid. Maybe on a principal and interest loan, as rates have gone up, if your payment's $3,000 higher today than it would have been, we might have clients do interest only, just pay $1,000 extra to principal for now. And then slowly build that principal payment up as maybe their stock vests or other assets become available, or they might just like the really friendly cash flow right now and then plan to refinance into a longer term loan in the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, they
so-
take you can take that interest only option and kind of wait until you can lock in a better long term rate for the debt at a later
That's right.
date.
Yep. And I think it works, especially in the Bay Area with all types of incomes, you know, startups, so many people, entrepreneurial people starting their businesses, stock-based compensation. It gives you just a lot of flexibility. Down. I actually had a client tell me he took a job at Lab 123 because he had this loan, because he felt like the cash flow was great, and Lab 123 eventually became Amazon, or was the original company. He doesn't need loans anymore, but he's been a great long-term client, and he was there right from the beginning. And he said that literally helped his decision to not worry about his house payment while he was, you know, moving to the startup. So it's a great loan. I mean, typically you have to put 25% down on these loans up to about 3 million in loan amount. We can go actually higher in some products. So the really more aggressive rates, you'd want to be at 25% down. There are some products out there with less than 20% down, but the pricing is not really favorable at this time. It can work on non-owner second homes and rental properties as well.
Wow.
So
awesome. And so speaking of kind of lower down payment situations, what kinds of products do you have right now under 20% for a down payment?
Yeah, can I mention one more thing on the interest only?
Yeah.
I just thought about one more thing. So if someone asks, well, what is the payment difference, right? So I would say if you had a $1.5 million loan, for example, a $1.5 million loan would probably be about $1,500 less per month on the interest only versus a principal and interest loan. So that's about the difference. So as of right now, yeah. So awesome. Just to give you some, okay, sorry.
Yeah,
so
thank you for that. No, that's important.
I thought that'd be good for people just to kind of think about, you know, what is the benefit of it, really?
Yeah.
So, all right, on to, less than 20% down. So that's, you know, when the market was so hot the last few years, it's probably almost impossible to get into contract if you weren't showing a higher down payment on some properties, right? Some areas you might be able to, but it was getting pretty challenging to get into contract if you're saying I'm putting 10% down or 15% down, right? And so what we do, we've had this product for a long time, but lately I've seen more and more people get into contract, and actually have somebody closing tomorrow at a 2.4 price with less than 15% down, right? So what they'll do is, the way we structure these loans, we can go up to 2.2 with 10% down, and up to 3 million with 15% down. And so the value here is, or the way it's structured is, the first loan is set up with the first mortgage at 75 to 80%, depending on the price, 75 to 80% of the purchase price. What that does is allows you to avoid mortgage insurance. And then we use a second mortgage, like a home equity line of credit, to make up the difference in the down payment. So the borrower brings in, let's say 10 or 15%. The second lender brings in the other 10 to 15%, and then the first mortgage is the rest, you know, 75 to 80%. Some of the benefits there is that, let's say as time goes on, if you're switch jobs, let's say you took on a new job, your income is increasing, maybe you have a stock portfolio that's down right now, and when it comes back, you want to sell those stocks, you could easily just pay down or pay off the second. And now you have your first left over. So it's a good interim product to say, hey, I want to preserve my assets, get into a home at a great price. Then when I close, you know, as things get better and your stock prices change, your stock values change, go ahead and pay off the second mortgage, and now you have your first mortgage left over, and then refinance when the rates come down. But this main structure is really around setting up the 2-loan solution. Sometimes I'll have a client with inheritance, and it's a good option for now. And then they say, oh, I'm going to, when I inherit this money, I'll get rid of the second mortgage. Or when I sell my other house or my rental property, I'll go ahead and pay off the second mortgage. So it just gives them some time to not feel pressure to have to liquidate everything to get into that house. Yeah, so that's the best structure as of right now. You still get, you know, all the same tax benefits on all these products that you would get and you know, with the current California and federal deduction, you know, ability to deduct interest.
Cool.
Any specific questions around and how are you seeing? Are you seeing any people trying to make offers with less than 20% down lately?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we always have clients that are, you know, have a range of down payment situations. So, you know, it's there, we have kind of other ways to become competitive, you know, in terms of other terms and whatnot with offers with a lower down payment. But, you know, I think the most important thing is working with a lender that you know will close, and having that, like from a listing agent standpoint, just being able to, like, for instance, if we are working together, you and I, Brandon, and you're able to call the listing agent and, you know, assure them that they're rock solid and, you know, underwritten and ready to go, and that the loan will close, that's really what matters.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
absolutely. Yeah. And your reputation. I mean, you guys have such a great reputation. So I think that goes a long way. I think what we'll do always is definitely make the call to the listing agent, do a review of the property. We also do the review with you, right? Does this property look good? Do you see any issues on value? You know, just check every box to make sure that if you want to, like, we'll have clients go in with no contingencies when they're fully underwritten, the property's reviewed, everybody's done their homework thoroughly, and then we put our client, you know, our clients in the best spot and best position for, you know, winning an offer. So.
Yeah, you guys have been so wonderful to work with in that regard, and also just especially with the condominiums, you will ask for, you know, the title report and HOA docs before we even make the offer, so that you know that we're not going to run into issues, which is really amazing, and most lenders don't do that. So it's incredibly helpful just to give a competitive edge to our buyers.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'd have to give all the credit to my team. They're on top of it.
Great team.
They're like boss me around. I'm good at talking about the numbers, good at the financing, the tax benefits, all that type of stuff, and know all my guidelines, which is great to talk to clients. But yeah, having Megan and Melissa and Jeremy, they've been, you know, they just help us keep everything together.
That's awesome.
We're big fans of teams. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, thank you so much for walking us through those products. So buy before sell, interest only, and loans with under 20% down payments options. Obviously, you have other products to choose from, but I think that was really good to highlight those three that you've been seeing frequently lately, because I think a lot of buyers are not aware of all the different options out there.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. It's great talking with you.
Awesome. And then if anybody's looking to find you, I see your email address is there and your name tag. And what about a website? Do you have a website maybe that they can go check out as well?
Yeah, the best phone number actually is to text or call me at 408-583-3205, or you could just look us up at crosscountry.com or www.ccm.com.
And
or
Haley,
ask me.
Yeah,
or ask Haley, yeah.
Yeah, or ask Haley. And Haley, how do people find us?
Yeah, they can find us at elevationrealestate.com. And, you know, we have a lot of cool new features on our website. You can do home searches and, you know, set up personal searches for yourself. And, you know, of course, our blog and webinars are all located there too. So lots of really fun information.
Awesome. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Brandon.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We'll talk to you again soon.
All right,
All right,
sounds great.
cheers.
Thank you.